You're about to remember something your body has been begging you to find. Not a hack, not a trend. A practice so old it predates language, so intimate it speaks directly to the places inside you that words can't reach. If you've ever felt broken by what happened to you, if you've ever carried a heaviness you can't explain, stay with me. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to feel something shift. Not because I said the right words, but because your nervous system will recognize something ancient and it will start to let go. Let's begin where trauma lives. Not in your timeline, but in your reflexes. In the breath you hold without noticing. In the shoulder that never drops. In the jaw you clench when you smile. Trauma is the body keeping a promise it once had to make. The forgotten practice is how we lovingly release the body from that promise. For thousands of years, people didn't heal by telling their story once and hoping it disappeared. They healed by returning to a rhythm, breath, sound, gentle movement, sacred repetition, until the body believed it was safe. Picture this, a circle around a fire, no speeches, just a hum, rolling through bodies like a tide. A hand on a heart, a spine softening, a breath deepening. This wasn't religion as debate, it was medicine as remembrance. It was the body being told again and again, you can come home. You don't need a circle to begin. You need one decision, to let your breath become your teacher. When the breath slows, the old alarms quiet. When sound vibrates through your chest, frozen places start to thaw. When you repeat a word, a phrase, a simple hum, the mind's storms meet something more patient than their chaos. The practice is not complicated. It is consistent. It asks you to choose presence over performance. Here's what happens when you do. The vagus nerve, your body's bridge between survival and safety, hears the message. The heart rate eases, the gut unclenches, the amygdala stops scanning for danger every second. You begin to notice the distance between trigger and reaction widening. The voice in your head that always warns you becomes quieter, and another voice, older and kinder, begins to speak. You do not erase the past, you reclaim the present. And in reclaiming the present, you change your future. The forgotten practice has 3 doors, and you can walk through any one of them at any time. Breath, sound, tender motion. Breath. Slow, intentional, low into the belly. Not to control, to reassure. Traumatized breath is high, fast, shallow, always ready to run. Healing breath is low, slow, steady, always inviting you to stay. When you breathe like this, you're telling your body the emergency is over. Even if your mind isn't convinced yet, the body will listen first. Sound. Your chest is an instrument built to release what words can't. Hum softly on the exhale. Repeat a simple syllable that feels gentle. Don't chase meaning, chase resonance. Let the vibration be the conversation. Frozen places don't thaw from analysis. They thaw from gentle waves of presence. Your voice doesn't need to be beautiful. It needs to be honest. Tender motion. A sway. A subtle rock, a hand tracing the outline of your ribs like you're remembering your own shape. Trauma stops motion to feel safer. Healing invites motion to feel alive. You are not performing, you are allowing. Think tide, not choreography. Think mother's heartbeat, not a fitness plan. These 3 doors make a home. Breath sets the foundation. Sound fills it with warmth. Motion opens the windows. Enter through one and the others will follow. And here's the secret. Your body loves repetition more than novelty. Ritual is how the nervous system learns trust. Every time you return, you're not starting over, you're continuing a relationship with safety. There will be resistance. Of course there will be. The mind will float away, get bored, create tasks, replay old scenes, pick a fight. Let it. The practice isn't about silencing your mind, it's about giving your body something so steady that the mind remembers it doesn't have to guard the door alone. When your attention drifts, you don't fail, you return. Returning is the practice. Don't wait to feel perfect to begin. Begin imperfectly and let the practice do the work you've been trying to do alone. If you've ever wondered why it hurts, even when you understand everything, this is why. Knowledge is a map. The body is the terrain. The forgotten practice is walking the terrain until the map becomes a place you can live.
You may notice small miracles first. You sleep a little deeper. You pause before the old reaction hits. You feel a tenderness where there used to be only numbness. Don't measure progress by intensity. Measure it by kindness. Healing isn't loud, it's consistent. It's the quiet click of a lock opening inside your chest. And then something larger happens. You stop bracing against joy. You stop apologizing for peace. You stop scanning every room for an exit. You start being in the room. Colors return. Food tastes real. Laughter doesn't feel suspicious. You have not become someone else. You have become more you than you've been allowed to be. There is a myth that you must conquer trauma like a mountain. But mountains don't move because you shout at them. They move because 1,000 gentle rains reshape them. The forgotten practice is those rains. Every breath, every hum, every sway a drop. You won't notice the mountain changing at first, and then one day, you look up, and the view is different. If part of you is asking, why did we ever stop doing this? You already know the answer. Noise, speed, performance. We traded presence for productivity and called it progress. But your body never signed that contract. It still knows. It has waited for you without resentment. The moment you return, it forgives you. That is the grace of this practice. It does not keep score, it keeps time. You don't need permission to begin. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need to belong to a tradition. Choose a word that feels like mercy. Choose a sound that feels like truth. Choose a breath that feels like home. Repeat it softly until you feel a shift. Not dramatic, not cinematic, but just a subtle unbracing. That's enough. That's how doors open. If a memory rises, don't wrestle it. Let the breath hold you while it passes. If a tear comes, honor it without an explanation. If nothing happens, trust that something did. Healing often occurs between the moments we can describe. The nervous system loves safety more than stories. Give it safety. The stories will soften. You are not doing this alone. When you practice, you join a lineage older than fear. You stand beside people who learn to survive by returning to rhythm. You stand beside your own ancestors, whether you know their names or not, whether they had the language for it or not. Your breath is their breath. Your sound is their sound. Your motion is the same ocean carrying the same moon. You are held by something bigger than your pain. And if you are thinking, I've tried everything, the forgotten practice is not everything else. It is the ground that everything needs. Therapy, reflection, conversation, medicine, each can be powerful, but none of them can breathe for you. None of them can hum through your bones. None of them can sway your spine. This practice is not a replacement. It is a home base. It gives every other method a body to land in. The strongest people are not the ones who never break. They're the ones who learn how to soften after breaking. Softening isn't weakness. Softening is intelligence. Softening is the body saying, I can be safe and open at the same time. The forgotten practice teaches that sentence until your cells believe it. So stay with me. Feel your breath noticing you. Feel your chest answering your voice. Feel your spine remembering motion. Don't chase an epiphany. Let the epiphany chase you. When safety returns, insights blossom without force. When your body trusts you, your life expands to fit the trust. One day, you will meet a version of yourself who doesn't flinch at kindness, who doesn't prepare for abandonment the moment love arrives, who doesn't need to disappear to be safe. That version is not a stranger. They are you without the bracing. They are you with rhythm. They are you after the body is released from an old promise. The forgotten spiritual practice is simple, but it is not shallow. It is humble, but it is not small. It is quiet, but it is not weak. It is the opposite of performative healing. It is healing that happens because you were willing to return. Return today. Return tomorrow. Return when you forget. Return when you don't want to. Return when you do. The path appears because you walk it. And if you stayed until now, it's because part of you knows the door has already opened. You felt it. A breath that went a little lower. A shoulder that fell a little further. A thought that loosened its grip. Honor that. Protect that. Ritualize that. Not because you owe me anything, but because you owe yourself a homecoming. What was forgotten is remembered, not as a concept, but as a rhythm, breath, sound, tender motion. The practice is yours now. Keep it like a small flame cupped in your hands. Walk with it into your days. Let it light rooms that have been dark for years. And when someone asks how you healed, don't make it complicated. Tell them you returned to your breath, your voice, your gentle motion, until your body believed you again. Then watch their eyes soften. Watch the lineage continue. And know, with a steadiness you can feel in your bones, that the promise your body once made has finally been released.